A headache remedy is very simple. 10 to 12 almonds, which is equivalent to 2 aspirins for migraine headaches or headaches. Natural foods that the Most High have already provided for us. He's already provided the nuts, the berries, everything that we're going to learn today. He's provided for us. Okay? So headache remedy, you eat 10 to 12 almonds. That's equivalent to 2 aspirins. The devil, though, is unrelenting in his plan to kill and steal and destroy our bodies by the use of evil spirits. And evil spirits manifest with these diseases. All evil spirits manifest through these diseases. Some diseases of evil calamity will strike a believer, and once this attacks, the person is hopelessness and set in. You go to the doctor. You go to the doctor, and then all of a sudden you go to the doctor, and then the doctor says, you know what, you need to sit down for a minute. You need to sit down for a minute. And then the doctor says, I got some good news and some bad news. And you already are accustomed to the bad news. So you're like, okay, doc, give it to me straight. Give it to me straight. The doctor said, well, we found cancer. Oh, no. How much time do I got? Oh, no. Instantly, defeat comes in. Instantly, you start thinking, what about my loved ones? How are they going to live without me? What are they going to do this? What are they going to do that? How is it? You start having all this stuff come through your brain. But not once did you think, okay, I need to get this prey out of me. Cancer is no more than a demon. It's no more than a demon. Natural painkillers. Let's try some ginger for pain and muscle pain. You got a toothache? Let's get some cloves. Earaches, garlic or garlic oil. Don't get a garlic clove and start sticking it up your ear. Garlic oil. Turmeric is a super herb. Turmeric can do a lot of stuff. Back pain, body pain, chronic pain. You want energy? Turmeric. Get you some turmeric. Put it in a 6-ounce glass of water. Warm. Stir it up. Turmeric. It's beneficial for everything that you can possibly do. Oatmeal. You got skin problems? Oatmeal. Peppermint. Painful muscles, and peppermint also gives you energy. Okay? Pick off a few peppermint leaves, chew them, and you got that. All right? Love. Also, grapes are good for hydration. All right? Sinus problems. Horseradish will clear. I believe horseradish will clear sinus. I mean, you eat horseradish, oh, this just lights up. So horseradish can heal sinus problems. All right? You got a little snot drip snot. Get you some horseradish. That'll clear that stuff up. Let's go to our first scripture, Matthew chapter 9, verse 32 and 33. Matthew 9, 32 and 33. Matthew chapter 9, verse 32 and 33. All right, let's read it.
As they went out, behold, they brought to him a dumb man possessed with the devil.
He was possessed with the devil. Go ahead.
And when the devil was cast out,
you gotta cast him out. Go ahead.
The dumb spake, and the multitudes marveled, saying, it was never so seen in Israel.
So it was never so seen in Israel. The devil was cast out of the dumb man, the man who was dumb. And then he started to speak. Why is that? Because demons take on, a demon that causes somebody to not be able to speak, a deaf and dumb spirit, that's what it does. It's a deaf and dumb demon. So when you cast out the deaf and dumb demon, the person then begins to speak. The person then begins to talk. A deaf spirit. A lot of people don't understand and believe that people who can't hear, those are pretty easy to get healed. You pray, of course, you have to have faith, a grain of a mustard seed, but you have to pray for that person. Once you call, and you only call out the deaf spirit. If a person can't hear, you're not going to sit up there and call out foot pain. That doesn't make sense. The person needs to be healed of that deafness. You pray that deaf spirit to come out. Instantly, that person starts to heal. Okay? Cancer. Cancer is a demon. You pray deliverance, but also you have to change your diet. Some ways you got to change yourself. Cancer: onions, ginger, garlic, rosemary, parsley, basil, red clovers, chickweed or oregano, nelly, turmeric. Turmeric once again. I told you turmeric's going to be quite frequent. All right. Cure for colon cancer. We have it. We don't have to go to the doctor to get a cure for anything. We have the cure. It takes research, understanding, knowing that cancer is a demon in itself. You still have to pray deliverance. Okay? Let's get Acts 21:25. Acts chapter 21, verse 25. All right, let's read it.
As touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and concluded that they observe no such thing, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, and from blood, and from strangled, and from fornication.
So the Gentiles, they don't observe such things. They don't observe casting out demons. They don't observe that. They don't observe that you can be healed through the foods. Okay? Painkillers. Again, turmeric for chronic pain. Flax seeds, and we're going to go into detail a little bit with flax seeds later. For breast pain and soreness. Horseradish for sinus, we talked about that. Tomato juice for leg cramps. Okay? Blueberries for bladder infections. And honey for mouth sores. Water for injuries. And coffee for migraines. Okay? The Most High provides these foods, and through these foods we shall be healed. Of course, with prayer also, and getting those demons cast out. Let's get John 10:10. All right, let's read that.
The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly.
That's what the Most High come. Yeshua come. Yeshua come that we might have life and have it more abundantly. The devil comes to kill from us, to steal from us, to destroy us. He comes with sickness and disease. How to make dandelion oil for arthritis and joint pain. Dandelion oil is very good. Okay? For arthritis and joint pain. All right? Gallbladder disease. How the person gets gallbladder disease is generally because of bitterness. They have some type of bitterness in their life. And the demon then, because our bodies were not built for negativity. Our bodies wasn't constructed for negativity. So when we are negative in whatever it is that we do, the body reacts. Okay? It allows demons to come in. To get cured of this, you have to repent and ask for forgiveness. You may have to go back. Generation 2, 3, 4. You may have to go back. Gallbladder disease is caused by bitterness, some type of bitterness in the home. Every disease has a trigger. Every disease. And to know and understand this, you have to know and understand demons. All right? Lamentations chapter 3, verse 5. When you go through deliverance, this is what's going to happen. Lamentations 3 and 5. Let's read it.
He hath builded against me, and compassed me with gall and travail.
He builded against me. He's talking about the demons. Coming up against them. Compassed me with gall and travail. Let's skip down to verse 19. How do we know that demons cause gallbladder disease? Or bitterness? Let's read it.
Remembering mine affliction and my misery, the wormwood and the gall.
The wormwood and the gall. Misery. My affliction. Bitterness. Go ahead.
My soul hath them still in remembrance, and is humbled in me.
My soul have them still in remembrance. When you go through deliverance when you get delivered from a stronghold, you're going to remember it. You're going to remember it. I remember to this day when I got delivered from 2 demonic spouses. Okay? Let's get back on the path of food. The best food for your eyes. I really don't like Brussels sprouts, but hey. All right? Bell peppers, collard greens, apricots, broccoli, spinach, of course, carrots, and kale. Those are the best foods for your eyes to give your eyes strength, to keep your eyes strong, to keep your vision. Okay? All right, let's get Lamentations chapter 3, verse 65. And let's read that.
Give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them.
Thy curse unto them. So to the Hebrews, the kidneys, because of their sensitivity, were believed to be the seat of desire. Scripture contains many eloquent essays referring to this. When a man suffers deep within, he is pierced within. When he rejoices, it is within his innermost being. And when he earnestly longs, his heart's faint within. The kidneys seem to provide knowledge and understanding where the word is rendered mind. Job complained that the Most High has split his kidneys open. Okay? All right, so foods that heal the kidneys. A burdock root, a cucumber, celery, cilantro, parsley, berries, red bell pepper, and beets. Okay? Those are foods that you can eat to whatever issue that you're having with your kidneys. Of course, these foods come second to prayer. It's not like you just eat a whole gang of cucumbers and think, oh, that's going to cure my kidney stones. No. You need prayer. You need to get because like I said, it's a demon who causes it. These foods can heal, they can help, and they can also prevent. All right? Anybody seen this before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doctors use it for the ambulance.
It's also the Hermes' staff.
Mm-hmm.
The wings and whatnot.
They
Right.
use the medical field a lot.
Right. The staff of Asclepius.
Is it demonic?
Very demonic. Well,
Yeah.
sort of. Because, we'll get to that. All right, did you know that according to mythology, the symbol of medicine is the staff of Asclepius? Asclepius was the god of medicine and healing. He was the son of the god Apollo and a nymph named Kronos. Snakes are sacred to Asclepius because it was believed that they were able to come back from the dead when they shed their skin. His usual attribute is a club like a staff with a serpent coiled around it. Now remember, in the Bible, Moses had a staff similar to this with a snake around it. And this staff was put up. And when the people looked upon the staff, then they would be healed. When they didn't look upon the staff, then that's when they would die. All right? But the devil took it and construed it to his own sick, perverted ways. Okay? This is the sixth bar of the Star of Life. Okay? This is what's on most hospitals. Detection, dedication, transfer to definitive care, care on transit, on the scene care, response, reporting, documentation. All that sounds wonderful and good. But I'm going to show you something with this staff. All right? Everybody know who Baphomet is, right? At least you should know. Look at his lap. What do you see?
The staff.
That couldn't be the same thing.
What? The staff. Okay? That's how you, it's of Satan. It's of the devil. Okay? Baphomet. We're going to learn a lot about Baphomet come April, I believe. Let's get Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. Genesis 1:29. All right, let's read.
And the Most High said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which the fruit is of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat.
It's for you it shall be meat. Now, when everything during creation, when the Most High was creating everything was a every animal, man, lion, bear, all were vegetarians. Nothing ate meat. Nothing ate meat. They all were vegetarians. Okay? It wasn't until Genesis, the 9th chapter, where that changed.
So in this scripture, how it says meat, it'll be referring to food as being the meat, instead of like the meat we know now today.
No, it's referring to vegetation.
Vegetation.
Right. All right, let's talk about good foods. Ew. Section 1, the good stuff. Right? All right, we're not going to have too many scriptures on this section. Buckwheat honey. Never heard of it before. Until recently. Buckwheat honey is good for chronic cough. In a study at Pennsylvania State University, 2 teaspoons of thick, dark brown honey were more effective than the OTC cough medicines at limiting the severity and frequency of cough in children. Honey's antioxidants and antimicrobial properties may soothe inflaming throat tissues. Okay? Honey better than cough medicine. Great. That's beautiful, Elder. Cabbage. Cabbage is good for ulcers. A 2002 study at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine found that sulforaphane, a powerful component in cabbage, clobbers H. purulei, the bacteria that causes gastric and peptic ulcers, before it can get to your gut. It may even inhibit the growth of gastric tumors. And that's kind of funny because cabbage kind of make you gassy. Okay? So that's kind of interesting that cabbage would be related to for ulcers and any type of gastric problems, because the cabbage, I don't know what it does, but it kind of makes you a little gassy. which is a good thing, I'm assuming. Okay? No flatulence in your life. Turkey. Cure for sleepless nights. You don't have to take those medications for sleep aid. A 3-ounce serving of turkey has nearly all the type, whatever that is, an essential amino acid that helps the body produce serotonin and melatonin that makes you and helps you to sleep. Okay. And we all have had that. We've all had turkey and all of a sudden we just get sleepy. It works. Figs. Figs are good for hemorrhoids. A 3 gram of fiber in 4 dried figs help and regular stools will keep hemorrhoids from returning. Will help create soft, regular stools. Okay? We got a little more on figs later. But they're for hemorrhoids. Tuna. And this is funny because when I do eat tuna, it kind of makes me feel nice. 3-ounce serving of white canned tuna, about 800 mg of omega-3s, which research has maybe treat to the kind of blues that you are feeling when you're feeling low and anxious. The fatty acids in fish have been endorsed by the American Psychiatric Association. Now, we got something on fish a little later, okay? Because not all fish is good for you, all right? So, tuna, bad mood, eat some tuna. Also, get rid of that demon of depression, because that's more than likely what it is. These foods aid, like I said before, deliverance comes first and foremost. The foods are an aid to that. Ginger tea. Ginger tea makes me go to the bathroom frequently. Dozens of studies reveal that ginger, a 1/4 teaspoon of powder, a 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of minced ginger root, or a cup of ginger tea can ease nausea from motion sickness and pregnancy. Okay? I would go with the ginger root, not the ginger powder. I would use the actual root. Okay? But ginger. Pears. If you have stomach problems, you can eat some pears.
Basil.
Oh, basil. I'm looking at the wrong slide. Basil. All right, for stomach problems. Studies suggest that eugenol, a compound in basil, can keep your gut safe from pain, nausea, cramping, or diarrhea just by killing off the bacteria such as salmonella and listeria. Now, I'm not saying, you eat some raw. Oh, I'm not going to go there. I'm not saying that you eat something that has salmonella on it, and then you get this salmonella, and all of a sudden you just go get some basil. No. Okay? Pears, for high cholesterol. A pear, 1 medium pear has 5 grams of dietary fiber, much of it in the form of pectin, which helps flush out bad cholesterol, a risk factor in heart disease. Eating pears are beneficial for your health. Raisins. If you have high blood pressure, eat raisins. 60 raisins, about a generous handful, contain 1 gram of fiber and 212 grams of potassium, both recommended by the dietary approaches to stop hypertension. Bring down your blood pressure. Blood pressure being high is not good. Okay? Just a little service message. Blood pressure high, not good. Blood pressure low, not good. Blood pressure normal, good. All right, I found that funny. Bananas reduces stress and anxiety. The next time you feel stressed, eat a banana. It only contains 105 calories and 14 grams of sugar in a medium-filled banana. Provides blood sugar boost. Has 30% of the day's vitamins B6, so you don't need the vitamin B6 shot. And it helps your brain produce mellowing serotonin. So eat a banana. Also get that demon of anxiety out of you. Orange juice. 6-ounce glass of orange juice is a pick-me-up, and it's pure orange juice, not that concentrated Sunny D. No, not Sunny D. Besides, Sunny D has aborted baby fetuses in it, so you don't want to drink that. All right. Some studies suggest that vitamin C's ability to combat antioxidant stress caused by free radicals may provide energy, and the vitamin plays key in metabolizing your iron. All right. Garlic. Women, yeast infection. Garlic contains essential oils that can inhibit the growth of the candida. That stuff, fungus. The culprit in the pain and the itch, vaginal discharge of yeast infections. Now, ladies, don't sit up there and get garlic and start running crazy down there. Okay? Don't do that, because that will burn. But you want to include garlic in your, you should include garlic in your diet, period. In what you eat, period. Garlic has a lot of beneficial assets for you. I just thought this was interesting with yeast infections. All right? Camelline tea. Okay? These for digestive inflammation, spasms, and gas. So you have an ulcer, you eat the cabbage, you start getting gas. Chase that cabbage down with some camelline tea. You may have to drink it a few times a day for complete relief. A lot of these you may have to do it multiple times during the day. Potatoes. Potatoes and not French fries. Potatoes are good to keeping your serotonin levels. Keep them up there as long as you keep the fat and the protein below 2 grams. So not French fries. Baked potatoes, smothered potatoes, those type of potatoes, that's how you would eat them. Okay? Apricots. Kidney stones. 8 dry apricot halves and have 2 grams of fiber and only 3 milligrams of sodium and 325 grams of potassium, all which help to keep the minerals from accumulating in the urine. And kidney stones are nothing to play with. From what I hear, they're very, very painful. Passing just 1 kidney stone is like excruciating pain, man. Because that crystal has to come out. And it comes out through your urine. It's like, right. It's like pushing a rock out of there. Okay? How do you prevent kidney stones? You probably want to look at the relationship between you and your father. More than likely, if you got kidney stones, there's some type of hatred that you have towards your father. That hatred needs to be resolved. Those kidney stones dissipate, and then you're set free. Okay? Every demon, there's a root behind every illness. And there's a demon behind every illness. Remember that. What about foods that cause cancer? Now, we already know that self-hatred is the trigger for cancer. You have self-hatred towards anybody, that's the trigger for cancer. But what foods can aid to that? Question?
Garlic.
No, garlic does not aid in cancer. All right. Cancer-causing foods. Here's one. Potato chips. there's something in potato chips called, and I'm going to mispronounce this, acrylamide, which is found in cigarettes. Potato chips, no bueno. For those who speak Spanish, our Spanish-speaking listeners, no bueno. Okay? Potato chips, they're full of artificial preservatives and dyes and fried at a high temperature, and that causes that chemical, and that chemical is also found in cigarettes. Okay? Y'all gonna hate me on a few of these, but you know what? Take it up with the Most High. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16 and 17. We got more cancer foods. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16 and 17. Pay close attention to this scripture. Read.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of Ahia thy power dwelleth in you?
Yep.
If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall Ahia thy power destroy.
Uh-huh.
For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are.
Yes. If any man defile the temple of the Most High will destroy you. That means bringing in things in your body that you should not bring in your body. And it says Father will destroy you. It don't say the devil's going to come and destroy you. Father's going to destroy you. But how is Father going to do that? He's going to use Satan. Satan afflicted Job. That wasn't the Most High who afflicted him. Satan went to the Most High, and the Most High said, you know what? There's Job. There's Job. But see, the Most High said, don't kill him. So Satan's like, I'm going to take this to the hip. And he smited him with boils all over his body. Why did the Most High do that? Job had a pride issue. Check out the book of Job. Job had a pride issue. A huge one. Because he said, I didn't sin. There was no sin found in me. Why is this happening to me? That's pride. We learned something on our way to learn something. Let's get, canned tomatoes. The reason canned tomatoes are so dangerous in particular is because tomatoes are very acidic. Acidic foods can cause more rapid leaching of BPA from the can lining into the food itself. The BPA content from canned tomatoes can be so high that some brands warn parents not to feed it to their children. That ain't good. Canned tomatoes are bad. Why do you need canned tomatoes anyway? Get them tomatoes, stop being lazy, get your tomato, dice that thing up, cut that thing up, whatever it is that you need to do. Okay? I don't know if we have canned tomatoes, but if we do, we're going to get rid of them.
First they gotta cast.
Is that the same thing as like tomato paste in a can?
Tomato paste is something different, but it's still the same thing. Tomatoes are very acidic. So if you have tomato paste, then if it's in a can, what is it doing? It's getting the lining out of the can, the lining, the BPA, and it's getting into the food. Thus, it's getting into your body. And over a period of time, that stuff starts to wear down. Okay? Here's one that everybody, what? Microwave popcorn. At work, everybody pops popcorn. Typically, microwave popcorn bags are lined with a chemical referred to as, and that's a very long word, I'm not going to even try that, there you go. Or PFOA. Quite a mouthful. But this toxin is commonly known to exist in Teflon. A shocking study from the University of California found that this toxin may be linked to infertility in women. Okay? So, microwave popcorn, let's put that on the list too. Oh no, not the Orville Redenbacher double butter, extra buttered popcorn. Yes, it's not good for you. Okay? In addition to this, the PFOA has been found significantly increase in the risk of liver, bladder, kidney, testicular cancer in people and several other studies. Some bags of popcorn, even the popcorn itself, has been tainted with fat-loaded soybean oil, as well as chemical called diacetyl. Great. This chemical was so harmful that some companies banned it from their factories due to workers developing lung disease. You stop that, please? Thank you. All right? Here's one. Farm-raised fish. What? And we've taught on this before. This is not a shocker. Okay. Farm-raised fish. If you go to the store and you get a bag and it says farm-raised fish, do not get it. Especially tilapia. Reason why is because in those little tanks, there's all kinds of poop, manure, chemicals, mercury, and those fish are just like, they're disgusting. They're like pigs almost. And they're eating this crap. That then gets into the body. And you think tilapia is safe when it's not. Any farm-raised fish, it's bad. Any farm-raised fish. It says salmon, cod, tilapia have been found with chock full of antibiotics, pesticides, flame retardants. Now that's weird.
At least I won't catch on.
Flame, pesticides. Those ingredients alone have been linked to cancer, and it's lethal. This food is bad. Get your fresh fish. Okay? You go to the fish market, is this farm raised? Yeah, we got farm right out back. No, I'm good.
Even better, you could go catch your own fish.
Yes, you can. Get you a stick and a string and go out and get your own fish, but then don't do it around the reservoirs here because you'll get some with human teeth. Okay? All right, what else? Of course, alcohol. Alcohol is bad. Over 14 years of study conducted on American women examined their diet and lifestyle. 200,000 postmenopausal women, those who consumed at least one alcoholic drink a day, showed a 30% increase in breast cancer. Okay? Besides tobacco, alcohol is second most deadliest cancer there is. Cause of cancer. Okay? These things the demons know. They know this. Okay? In addition to alcohol use, it can be associated with heart failure, stroke, sudden death, liver damage. All can associate from long-term alcoholism. Okay? What about artificial sugar or refined sugar? That's another one. Artificial sweeteners are bad. They're bad. I would say stay away from them. They're horrible. But not only does this spike your insulin levels in your body, but it's a fuel source for cancer cells. It's actually like you got this little fire, and then you just sit up there with this whole thing of gasoline, boosh. and then it just boom, blow up. That's what that stuff does in your body. That cancer cell, it's demonic, but it needs something to feed off of. Okay? All right, that's interesting. They discovered that tumors rely on sugar to increase cancer cell production and size. Refined sugars such as high fructose corn syrup are more easily converted into cancer cell growth than regular sugar itself. That's scary. The doctor already said you got a demon of cancer, and I got to give me a soda. That thing just going to drive even more. Okay? Diet foods, anything that says diet packaging on it, stay away from it because it's artificial.
And most diet stuff, actually, they put more sugar in it.
Yeah.
I found that out. Yeah.
It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. Stay away from diet foods, period. Okay? Okay. Also because they have food dye. Red dye number 3. So anything that has a diet label on it, just leave it. Don't buy it. Alright? Alright, section 3. 10 Bible foods with healing properties. Let's get to the Bible now. All right, section 3, 10 Bible foods with healing properties. So let's get it. Of course, number 1 is going to be olives and olive oil, right?
Con.
All right, let's get Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 10 through 11. Deuteronomy 6, 10 through 11. Let's get some information on olive and olive oil. Olive oil is what we use as a base. When we purchase our oils, the frankincense, the strychnard, the cassia. When we can purchase all those oils, sometimes we use them just raw, but other times a bra would get a little frankincense and mix it with some olive oil as a base and use that as well. Rose of Sharon, wonderful oil. Better yet, pomegranate oil. Pomegranate oil is wonderful if you get periodontal disease. How do I know? Because I was cured from periodontal disease. I was diagnosed with periodontal disease because I was cussing and acting a fool in Illinois. And I got here, my mouth was jacked up. So then I just started praying over my mouth and putting the pomegranate oil on my gums. About 6 months, I went to the dentist, and the dentist, you don't have periodontal disease anymore. Where is it? What you mean, where is it? Where is it? And I looked at him, I'm like, really? You just asked me, where is it? Where is this disease? I was cured from periodontal disease through prayer and also through the pomegranate oil. And also pomegranate oil tastes pretty good too. So you get a double effect. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 6 verses 10 through 11. Let's read.
And it shall be, when the Most High shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not, and houses full of all good things, which thou fieldest not, and wells dig, which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not, when thou shalt have eaten and be full.
So the Most High is saying these are good things that are for your body. These are good things for you. All right? The Jews were the elite olive merchants of the day. During iniquity, these precious commodities was used for its healing capabilities, cooking, lamps, soaps, cosmetics, Money. Olive oil was considered sacred to ancient culture. Very sacred. Research have conducted that proves regular consumption of olives and olive oils contributes to heart, brain, skin, joint health. They have been linked to cancer and diabetes prevention. When we talk about demons and health, probably in about 4 weeks or so, we're going to show what demon causes what sickness. Like I said, bitterness, that's the demon of gallbladder disease. Diabetes it's a beast on its own. It's what we call a squid because it has several different components. It attacks the eyes, it attacks the liver, it attacks the joints, it attacks the legs, it attacks the kidneys. Diabetes, that thing, you're going to need to be discerned with. You have to figure out what's, first of all, which diabetes it is, because there's different levels of diabetes. You have to find out what's causing the diabetes, and then how is this demon attacking the person? Okay? Pomegranates. When I first saw pomegranate, I was like, I need that. Oh yeah. But I bit into it. Oh, this is good. Seed and all. You don't spit the seeds out, Elder? No. Seed and all. The stuff that comes in between the seeds of the pomegranate that holds it up, the skin that holds it up, that too. I eat all of it. It's good for you. And it's good. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 6 through 7. Deuteronomy 8, 6 through 7. And besides, pomegranates do a lot, especially with the dental. It does a lot. Let's read.
For the Most High bringeth thee into a good land, and a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley and vines, and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive and honey.
Oh, let's make a sandwich. Wheat, barley, vines, well, not really vines, figs, pomegranates, olive oil, honey. Our people were very healthy because our people did not eat meat all the time. Our people were very healthy because they didn't eat meat all the time. Meat was only for like very special occasions, like the Passover. That's when they would have meat because it's kind of required. But other than that, we was stocking up on vegetables and fruit. Yes, sir. Oh, I thought you were about to say something. All right. Tasty, messy, and just recently gaining ground in the American market these past few years. Several research studies have shown that pomegranates contain strong anti-inflammatory, i.e. the gums, antioxidant, anti-obesity, and anti-tumor properties. According to the researchers, many beneficial effects are related to presence of algaic acid, flavonoid. Okay, I'm just going to skip all that. Subsequently, pomegranates are considered valid treatment for chronic disease such as cancer, insulin resistance, intestinal inflammation, and obesity. It's a wonder. The Most High created all this stuff, but it's not like pomegranates can cure inflammation. And that's it. When the Most High created these foods, He had it in mind that these are going to be the healing properties that my people are going to need. So I'm going to make sure that one food can cure several different illnesses.
That's love right there.
Yes, it is. That is love. Fermented grapes, and I ain't talking about E&J. Or, Boom Farm. Or, what is another one? I used to be a drunkard, So I would remember all the box wine and yeah, that's ghetto.
The Chardonnay.
Chard, all that stuff. Okay? It's not talking about that. All right? Let's get Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 2. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 2. Let's read that.
Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine.
The love of Yeshua is better than wine. If you understand the Song of Solomon is pretty much talking about Yeshua himself. We've done 2 teachings on the Song of Solomon. The first teaching that we did on the Song of Solomon was about the theatric side of the Song of Solomon, written by Solomon. The second one was we compared the Song of Solomon to Yeshua in a teaching that we did called the Rose of Sharon. The rose is incredible. And I don't have it on this teaching here, but let me tell you something about the rose. The rose can do so much good to your body. The rose can cure any gastric problem that you have. 10, 15 rose petals can cure that. Skin, anything that's disordered with the skin, you rub rose petals on it and you're healed. The rose is so powerful that it's more than just, hey baby, here's a dozen on Valentine's Day, which is satanic. All right? The rose is so much more. Oh my goodness, and I don't know why I didn't put it on here. That's because we have a teaching on the Rose of Sharon. Okay? Getting back to grapes, when grape juice is fermented, natural antioxidant and flavonoid properties are exemplified through a substance called resveratrol. Subsequently, researchers have focused much of their attention on evaluating health benefits. So when the Bible talks about wine is good, we did a teaching on the different words in Hebrew for wine. And one of the words for wine is chimosh, which means fermented. Another word, and I know you all probably know this, jaba. That's a Hebrew word that means juice. Juice. Right. Then when the Bible talks about wine, it talks about the hard liquor. It does state the hard stuff, stay away from it. So see, when a person's reading the Bible and you see all these scriptures that says wine is good, drink wine for the belly. It's not talking about Manischewitz. It's not talking about fermented wine that's been fermenting over a period of time to make the alcohol level. It's not talking about that. Okay? We have a teaching on YouTube called Wine. And we break down the scriptures on wine. Flax seeds. If you've been in this ministry, we have taught on flax seeds before. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 through 13. Proverbs 3:1, verse 10-13. Proverbs 31, verses 10 through 13. Let's read it.
Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
The
heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil.
Yep.
She will do him good, and not evil all the days of her life.
Come on.
She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands.
So when verse 13 says she seeketh wool and flax, that means that she clothed him well, and she feeds him well. Virtuous woman. Okay? Having a rich history of medicinal use dating back to Babylon in 3000 BC, flax seeds have been wholeheartedly embraced with natural health, high in omega-3 essential fatty acids, lineages, fiber. Subsequently, flax can help fight against cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. Just those, and they're real tiny. Real tiny. but they are so powerful. A whole handful can do you wonders. Little hard to chew. You know, I try to put them in my oatmeal, sprinkle them on top of my plain oatmeal and eat them, kind of chewy, kind of crunchy. But flax seeds do they do wonders for the body. Wonders for the body. But what did the Most High create that doesn't do wonders for the body? Okay? Sprouted grain bread. This is a recipe in Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 9. Okay? And we're going to get that scripture next. Okay? Sprouted grain bread. Let's get Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 9. All right, let's read that.
Take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof.
Come on.
According to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side, 390 days shalt thou eat thereof.
Okay, so that's 390 some odd days. That's actually a Bible prophecy. That's another teaching. Check out the teaching on the 70 weeks of Daniel where we break down that 390 days. Ezekiel wasn't really actually on his side 390 days. Okay? All right, but the recipe in here, wheat, barley, beans, lentils, millets, fitches, cook all that up in a vessel and you make that sprouted grain bread. Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel, the Most High gave the prophet a recipe that has been proven to be the perfect bread, as science has recently shown us that it creates the complete protein, one that contains all the essential amino acids. The reason that Ezekiel bread is healthier than any other bread, because the grains and the legumines, I guess that's what it is, are soaked and sprouted. It makes them easier to digest. So that bread is critical. Raw milk. Now notice it's goat milk, not cow's milk. Okay. Goat milk. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 26 and 27. And then after this, I get a little story on goat milk. Proverbs 27, 26 and 27. Let's read it.
The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goat's milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance for thy maidens.
All right, goat milk. Let me enlighten you on something. Does everybody know who? Oh, what is her name? It just escaped me right now. Book of Judges. Let's get Judges, the 4th chapter. What is her name? Jael. Never mind. Nobody knows who Jael is?
I've heard that name.
All right. If you watch our teaching on women of the Bible, Jael was an Israelite, and Shisham was a king of the Gentiles. Came up against the Israelites. At this time, Deborah was the high priest. Was a judge. And her husband was looking for this guy. He came across Jael at her tent. Hide me from the Israelites. Jael was like, okay, come on in. Come on in, master. See, a lot of women don't use the term master today because they're I'm not going to go there. Yeah. All right? So she said, come on, master. Come inside. She knew who he was, and she knew that the Israelites were looking for him. So he was, I'm tired from my journeys. Well, I think he asked for water. She said, no. I'm not going to give you water. I'm going to give you goat milk. Warm goat milk. He's like, oh, thank you. Oh, this is a virtuous woman. drank the goat milk, drank his full, laid down to sleep. Guess what Jael did? She got a tent spike, put it to his temple, and smote his head.
Jody Arias.
Never heard that story before?
No.
Yep. Read it with the Judges. She took that tent peg while he was asleep and smote him with the tent peg. Killed him. Strength, courage. Strength and courage. Goat milk. Put him to sleep. Unlike cows, milk, scientists from the University of Granada have revealed that data concerning goat milk suggests that it prevents diseases such as anemia and bone dematerialization. And additionally, goat's milk has properties that would help the digestive and metabolic utilization of minerals such as iron, calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium. Our people never drank cow milk. Never. Never. They drank goat milk. Throughout the OT, it's goat milk. That's what they drank. Outside of water. There's something with goat milk in Arizona. Yes, sir.
So what about almond milk?
Who?
Almond milk. Like,
Almond milk?
yeah, because they
Oh, goodness gracious. We'll save that one for another time. Almond milk is not good for you.
Oh, it's not?
It's not good for
Why
you.
do almonds make milk?
Because where are you going to get the... Are you going to take the little almond and... No, I'm joking. Almond milk is not good for you. It's bad for you. It's very bad.
What about soy milk?
Soy milk, just the same. It's bad for you. The only milk outside of your mother's milk, and I don't think you're going to be drinking that, is goat milk. And in fact, I believe they have almost the similar properties.
That looks good.
Okay? Lamb. Didn't think we were going to have meat on here, right? Well, there's a reason why the Most High selected lamb as far as the food that we would use for the Passover. First of all, let's get Exodus chapter 12, verse 11.
Because it's hard to me.
It's high in something. Exodus chapter 12, verse 11. Let's read it.
And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Most High's Passover.
So what happened? We all know the story of the Passover. At least we better know the story of the Passover.
So we should eat it quickly?
No, we shouldn't eat it quickly. We don't have to eat it quickly now. We don't have to eat it quickly now. But back then, they had to eat it quickly because they were getting ready to leave Egypt. So they didn't have time for the bread to put leaven in it to make it rise and all that. They had to eat it unleavened. That's one of the reasons why we eat unleavened bread during the week of unleavened bread. But also it's the sin. Leaven equals sin. The lamb has something inside of it that is very, very good for us. B12.
Yes.
It's rich in protein. It has B12. Minerals are arguably the healthiest red meat on the planet. The best red meat that you can have on this planet. That's why the Most High selected lamb and not chicken.
Or cows.
Okay?
Red meat also, correct?
Cow is also red meat. But lamb has the rich protein and it's the most healthiest of all the foods. That's why we have lamb on the Passover. We have a very strict diet that we follow on the Passover. All right?
God.
On the note side, make sure to purchase local, organic, grass-fed varieties when possible. Grain-fed animals are loaded with genetically modified corn feed, countless additives, and are not worth it. I think we all know that already, though. You gotta be careful on what meat you eat because a lot of it. I wanted that video on KFC. That'll stop you from eating all kinds of chicken out there because that was pretty gross. Okay. Yes, sir.
Me and Shamari had saw this video a couple days ago about this stuff called meat glue. And it's like it's in all the meats that like packaged meat.
Yes.
They just take a bunch of meat, just stick it together and glue it together.
Yes. Yes. Be mindful of the steaks that you get. A lot of restaurants are doing that. Yeah, a lot of restaurants are doing that. They're getting all this meat and they're adding glue to it. It's meat glue. And basically, they formed this meat glue. It's so toxic that the brother who was doing it had all kinds of masks and stuff on. Because he said that these chemicals would kill him. And he's sitting there, and this stuff looks like, oh, it looks gross. And what they do is they get this stuff and they turn it and they turn it. It looks like you see taffy and how taffy is being pulled, but it's meat.
They gloves and like you will mix like some bread or something.
They just mix it up and they form it into a steak, and then that's what they feed you.
Yep.
Be very mindful on the stuff. I can't stress it enough on how to be mindful on the stuff that you buy and the stuff that you eat. Restaurants, I'd be kind of leery on getting food from restaurants, especially anything that is boneless. Anything that is boneless, more than likely it's plastic, or more than likely it's got some kind of glue filler in it, or sawdust. Sawdust. Okay? All right. Bitter herbs. That's coriander and parsley. Okay. Let's get Exodus chapter 12, verse 8. Education, knowledge, understanding. Using our temples for the Most High. Not putting calories and not putting all those chemicals and GMOs in our body. Exodus 12:8. Let's read it.
And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread. And with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
And with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Colander is a seed of powerful antioxidant and natural cleansing agent, cilantro. Europeans refer to it as anti-diabetic because of its uncanny ability to regulate blood sugar. Also used for chronic disease reversal, parsley has been known to normalize blood pressure, prevent cancer, stop joint pain due to its anti-inflammatory properties, and it also includes vitamin A, B12, C, and K. Very good for you to eat. We all know vegetables, right?
Yeah.
There's not one vegetable that's made that can harm you.
That's the stuff they put.
That's a lie. Oh, you can't eat too much corn because that's fattening.
Is that the stuff they put with my meat?
Look at all that corn.
Wow. Is that the stuff that they put with my meat? Everything, whatever they say about vegetables being bad, it's a lie. You can't eat too much corn. You'll get fat. Really?
Eating corn?
I mean, if you're eating a GMO.
If you're eating the GMO corn, of course.
Too many will be bad for you.
But natural corn, no. They even got, well, this vegetable causes cancer. You know, stuff like that. It's ignorance.
It only causes cancer when they put their chemicals in it.
Correct. Let's go to Daniel 1:12. Interesting story. Well, I think we already know the story on Daniel, right?
You never told us the story about the goat milk.
Yeah, I did. Jael. All right, let's read Daniel 1:12. Go ahead.
Prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat, and water to drink.
So Daniel was like, you know what? We're not going to eat those. First of all, you offered those animals and all that meat to your God, so we're not going to touch that. Give us these vegetables, and I bet you that we'll look better than those guys do who are eating that meat. Okay, go ahead. Sure. Daniel, all they ate was the vegetables and the water. The other men was eating the meat, and Daniel was more healthy. Their countenance was clear. That's just a high level of the Daniel fast, which Christians use because they're ignorant. Vegetables are also effective that healing that according to the National Cancer Institute, something veggies, broccoli, cabbage, collards, kale, radish, can help prevent cancer because they are rich in glucosinolate things. Yeah. A group of sulfur-containing glucosides known to break down during chewing and digesting. These powerful chemicals can slow down and reverse cancer cells' growth. Now, that's what they want you to believe, but we know and understand that there's a demon behind cancer. Through deliverance and changing your diet, and we have seen this. It's not like we are just teaching this because, it's out there. We have seen where a person who had stage 4 colon cancer, and this woman came in to the place where we were ministering at, stage 4 colon cancer. I'm on my death end. I'm going to die soon. I need prayer. Come on in. She had to repent of the unforgiveness that she had towards everybody. Once she repented of that sin, the demon of cancer had no legal rights. Demons have legal rights. And if they use that legal right, they will run rampant in your body. They're that's where we get the term lawyers from. They come from demons.
I get it.
That was a funny and only one person got it. That's where we get lawyers from. Demons are very legalistic. You're holding ill feelings towards your mother, then that cancer demon can stay in your body. And it doesn't matter if Yeshua himself was praying it out. I ain't got to go nowhere. She don't like her mother. She hate her mother. Yeshua could be praying, come out. That demon, I'm going to stay. Because they have legal rights. It's done until the person realizes, yes, I'm going to forgive my mother with a repentant heart. Because the demons know when you're lying. They're the best liars they are. They're lawyers. So they're going to sit back and she don't really mean it. She just saying that for you, preacher. But a person comes in like this woman did. And she said, I forgive everybody. I'm so broken. I'm so brokenhearted. I forgive everybody. We started praying for her. That woman hadn't took a poop in God knows how long. In fact, when she did take poops, it was little pebbles like this. We started praying for her. She filled up a stool full. After that, she went home. She stopped with the meat. She started eating raw vegetables. She came back 2 weeks later with a document stating that she was cancer-free, that the cancer was gone out of her body. Deliverance, changing the way she eat, and also repenting. She was totally healed. She came in there, I'm healed of cancer. Interrupting the teaching, of course. See, the Most High does things decent and in order. And she wasn't decent and in order that day. She busted in, I'm free of cancer. The guy who was teaching. I didn't know, I'm just joking, right? He was teaching. She busted in, I'm free of cancer. Showed her a document. The whole place went berserk. A brow. Oh! I'm free of cancer. A bras. Woo! That woman was pooping all over the place. True story. Inflammation, whatever. Bacteria, viral infections, toxicity, tumor, meta, whatever that is. Those are the things that vegetables can cure. Another young man, full-blown AIDS. Full-blown AIDS. We know that's a demon. He repented of the sexual acts that he was doing, the homosexuality and all that. Stopped doing it. The Most High, he started bleeding all over the place. He had pooping problems also. So yeah, I had blood all on me. But I know that that's a demon. I know that that's not AIDS. I got the AIDS. No, I knew that it was a demon. That guy was bleeding all over the place, running poop all over the place. I don't know, demons and poop. It's kind of weird. A week later, he is AIDS free. We have seen these things. And of course, they're going to show us the medical report. No, and whatever it's called, autoimmune deficiency syndrome. That's something that they made up. It's really a demon. Raw honey. Proverbs chapter 25, verse 16. This week's teaching is light. It's easy going. Next week's teaching,
That's the one I want.
Oh, brother.
I need that.
We're coming with the full hammer of the Most High.
Fire and brimstone.
Fire and brimstone too. All right, Proverbs 25:16. Let's read it.
Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as eat so much as is sufficient for thee. Lest thou be filled therewith and vomited.
What? Honey. It's no wonder why raw honey is called liquid gold. The medicinal applications to the skin and internal body seems limitless. First of all, raw honey is loaded with key vitamins B1, B6, and C, and it contains several minerals: calcium, magnesium, manganese, potassium, and zinc. And all those chemicals are, of course, in our bodies, right? In addition to being a fantastic replacement to energy drinks, so if you're drinking those energy drinks, stop it. Stop it. Okay? Especially Monster. I mean, that has the devil on it, for God's sakes. Stop it. Those energy drinks, they give you that short boost, and they also speed up your heart. You thinking, oh, I got this energy. Your heart is going boom, boom, boom. I got this energy.
Some of them have stunters in them, where it makes certain things don't grow, and certain things don't grow.
Yeah.
Your fingers?
Your fingers.
No. It's another one.
And some of them got that fetus in them.
Right. Well, the majority of them got aborted baby fetuses in them. But yeah, it stops that infertility in men. Okay? In addition, it's replacement for energy drinks. Raw honey also contains a full spectrum of antioxidants that support probiotics in gastrointestinal tract, including that word. Another fascinating quality of honey is it helps seasonal allergies. Okay? Seasonal allergies, that's also a spirit. It's also a spirit. Yes, sir.
You know, also when people are having, I believe it's a seizure or asthma, they use honey to bring them back. If they don't have anything else, if you put honey on a towel, I believe. I don't know if you give it to them to feed it or breathe it. But
Breathe it.
Yeah, to breathe
it stops
it.
the seizure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think asthma is on here.
That's interesting.
But yeah, honey. All right, scriptures and what they say about your diet. Of course, we're going to have aloe vera, right?
Stay away from it.
You could live this.
Okay. Let's get John 19:13. I'm sorry, John 19:39. John chapter 19, verse 39. Okay, let's read that.
And there came also Nicodemus, which at the first came to Yeshua by night, and brought a mixture of myrrh and aloes, about 100-pound weight.
That's big. That's big. Now, of course, they use that to the body, for the body. All right? But aloes. Aloe vera is known to have many medicinal properties, often referred to as a pharmacy in a plant. Traditionally, it's used externally to relieve skin discomforts. Now, we know that you get the aloe vera for burns and things like that. That's wonderful. And it's also used as a laxative. All right? Take some olive, I think it's some type of aloe vera juice or something. And you drink that, and yeah.
It's got like the aloe vera with it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's real good too.
Yeah. Get ready. Take a day off from work. Aloe is used to orally treat a number of conditions such as diabetes, asthma, emphysema, and osteoarthritis. Soothe skin, ease pain, anti-inflammatory, just overall goodness. Just overall goodness, aloe vera.
We have apples here.
Apples. We take apples for granted.
No, I don't. I love eating that.
So does
Okay? Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 5.
Stay with me, Flagon.
All right, let's read it.
Stay with me, Flagoons. Comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love.
I am sick of love. Oh, Song of Solomon is such a beautiful book. Gotta read it if you've never read it before. You know, a myth in the Christian church was that if you want to be quote unquote with that other person, you read the Song of Solomon. What kind of porn are they talking about? In the Christian church, you want to get with somebody, you read the Song of Solomon. Ignorance. This is why Christians are so ignorant. Read the Song of Solomon to get yourself in the mood.
That might be where you get that apple of my eye thing.
Right. Apples are considered to be an all-around health food. Like most other fruits, apples contain vitamin C and have a host of antioxidant components. And the fiber in the fruit helps keep the bowel healthy. It can reduce certain cancers, heart disease, high cholesterol. It can protect the brain from disease such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, those are interesting demons. Those demons are very interesting because they make the person believe that they don't know who they are or they don't know who their loved ones are. It's a demon. It's called a blocking spirit. So what you do is a person who's my grandfather has Alzheimer's. You pray blocking spirit out of the brain stem and brain health back to the person. Person goes through deliverance, get them some apples. Parkinson's, that's that's a spirit. His name is Shaky.
Michael J. Fox.
Shaky. So what you do is you pray shaky out of that person. And I know that sounds cool. Somebody who has Parkinson's and you, shaky, come out! I know that sounds mean, but it works. That person ain't doing this no more. Because that's that demon that does that. The demon is doing the shaking. Okay? Apples, they have high in flavonoids, fiber, vitamin C. Apples, low bad cholesterol, high blood pressure. Juices in apple are very effective virus fighters. They stabilize your blood sugar. A lot of misconception about fruit. Also, if you eat too much fruit, you're going to have your sugar levels are going to go up. Really? What kind of ignorance is that? But it's a person whom I know, and I'm not going to say where I know them from, because then they'll definitely know who I'm talking about. But that person is ignorant, no matter how much they sit up there and run to the gym. Barley.
That's some about apples.
Oh, go ahead.
Apple juice is good for, it's a laxative as well. So if you drink apple juice, it can help you, you fart a lot and you
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All natural and apple juice.
All
natural apple juice, yeah, not that GMO stuff.
But if you get like some real apples and you just crush them up and make some juice, it'll help you, get them bowels moving.
All right, barley. All right. Oh, let me go back. Barley prevents bone disorders, beneficial anemia, lowers cholesterol, prevents asthma, toxic cleaner, aids digestion, healthy hair, improves skin, improves immunity, rids kidneys and gallstones. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 7 through 9. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 7 through 9. Let's read that.
For the Most High bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills. A land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of oil, olive, and honey.
Go ahead.
A land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. Thou shalt not lack